two people, here we are in the Gristle Missile. So people wanted us to check in from the road on the Gristle Missile. I think I'll probably do one in regard to us loading the missile, whereas Toby is the Tetris master. Toby's behind the wheel right now. We started out our day in beautiful Coon Rapids, Minnesota, where is the home of one Toby Lee Marshall. I think we could say that without people stalking you.
You know what? Come on over. Come on over. Come on. You're all welcome.
We stayed over there last night. We saw his sweet cats. One pooped right on Toby's chest.
No!
It wasn't a big poop. It was a little translucent dollop.
You saw it much better than I did.
I thought, holy shit, that cat just had to engage in a little bit of kitty cuckacraft.
Big boy. He's a big boy.
He is a big boy. That's a big cat.
You gotta go potty.
You had to go potty. It's really windy here in Nebraska. There's a lot of noise. Anyways, we started out our day in Coon Rapids, and I drove us to somewhere in Iowa.
Yep.
And I was getting a little sleepy. So I handed it over to Toby Lee, and he's behind the wheel of this mighty transit vehicle.
It wasn't just anywhere in Iowa. That was Council Bluffs.
Oh, Council Bluffs.
Oh.
One time we stayed in the Council Bluffs. We were coming back from points west, and we couldn't make it any farther than Council Bluffs. And I said to the fellas, fellas, you want to save some money on a hotel? This is before our strict Hampton Inn policy.
This might have been what sealed the deal.
This is what sealed the deal.
It was.
So we were driving back, and we wanted to save a little. I said, boys, do you want to save some money? And they're like, what do you think? And I said, well, I got this one. What's the place called again?
The Western Inn.
The Western Inn.
That's right.
The Western Inn in Council Bluffs. So I said, boy, it's a cheap hotel. It's late at night because it was late. It was like 1 a.m. maybe.
Yeah.
So we stayed there. We get there, and it's gross from the get. And we get into our rooms, and there is like particulate and secretional matter all over the place. And Dylan, what was the final straw for you? You took all your bedding.
Well, there was a large piece of ectoplasm on my covers, and it was white, and it was sticky, and it was a large quantity. So whoever you were,
Dylan's thinking it was
good
a.
on you.
Dylan thinks it was a little bit of what is known in some circles as Genesis juice.
Yeah.
So
And it was a healthy portion. So congratulations, you've been taking your zinc. But I returned the sheets to the front desk, and the lady behind the counter didn't even look surprised. And I said exactly what it was and what the problem was, and she looked like, oh, it's happened the fourth time today.
Yeah, we call that Tuesday.
Yeah, so she gives me new sheets, but I still slept, and it was winter, so I had my full parka on. Slept in my parka, woke up, and then as we pulled around, that next day, it was good to get out of Council Bluffs.
yeah, that was a day that reminded me of the time I was in England touring around with Reggie Hamilton on bass and Tommy Breckline on drums. And it was a Fender tour. We were staying at this hotel that looked kind of opulent, but when you got into the rooms, it was weird. And I remember in my room, it looked like someone was shoved into the wall. There was actually like a human indentation in the wall, and there was like a little red, like there was a blood spot. I was like, holy shit, this place is hardcore. And then I see Reggie the next day at breakfast. I'm like, dude, I think someone might have been killed in my room. He's like, I slept fully clothed in my jacket on top of the blankets because he was so freaked out. So that's one of the hazards of the road. That's why we insist Hampton Inn, because
Actually, the final straw was in
Reading.
Reading.
California, at a Comfort Inn, and it was the same problem.
And we took pictures of it, and we showed the guy at the front, because we were going to stay there for like 3 nights.
It was on the dresser.
Yeah, there was
Somebody decorated the dresser.
Yeah, there was a little bit of yeah,
They put the common comfort.
a little bit of yam broth on there. We couldn't make it happen. So we actually took pictures of it. Plus, there was a big old stain. There were multiple stains on the carpet
Oh yeah.
that looked like they could have been of a
Oh, and I'd
Fecal
like to
nature.
give a little quote here.
What's that?
I pointed out on the dress, because we're all sharing this one room. It's
Oh.
a single night. So we're all sitting in this room, and I go over to the dresser to take a look. They're just walking past it, and I notice this large white mark, shall we say, on the dresser. And I bring it to the attention of everyone. And my dear father was trying to take a nap, and he just said, "That's not cotton." And that was the quote of the tour, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that should be a T-shirt. So anyway, we took pictures of this stuff, and we're like, yeah, we can't stay here. So we went down to the front desk, and we're like, listen, we bought it through Expedia, but we've got this place for 3 nights, and we just can't do it. And he's like, why? And I go, here's pictures of our room. And he's like, never mind. And he gives us the full refund, and then we headed over to the Hampton Inn, which was, especially in that area, substantially more expensive. But here's the thing about the Hampton. It's always at a certain level of decent.
Yeah.
The rooms are nice, the bathrooms are decent, and you get the breakfast. Now, at this point, we're getting a little sick of the breakfast because there's only so much you can take of powdered eggs and mystery meat, which is going to be a song, by the way.
Excellent.
Powdered eggs and mystery meat.
I miss the Paris Hilton waffle. The pink waffle.
The pink one.
Oh, the waffles are a delight. And we are Diamond members at this point
Yes,
because
we are.
we've stayed there so much and we get free rooms every now and again. And on this tour, on the Paul Gilbert tour, because we're the opening band, we're not getting paid a whole shit ton of money, folks. So I think I've mentioned this in a previous video, which is fine because we're going to reach a bunch of new people and we brought a ton of merch to sell. But anyway, so after we get done staying at the Hampton Inn and gas prices being what they are because of the current international intrigue, and all that kind of stuff, and food and so on and so forth. So, but we're not going to stop the rocking. We're going to continue the rocking.
That's right.
And that's all there's going to be. We're looking forward to doing these gigs with Paul. We were at a Paul Gilbert guitar camp a couple of years back. Remember that, fellas?
That's great.
And it was a blast. He was cool as shit. Fun hang. Musically, it was great. And so he actually reached out through some mutual friends about doing this tour, and we said, hell yeah.
Let's go.
So we've packed up the Gristle missile with all of our accoutrements. I got 2 of my Tone King Royalists. I used one as a spare with an extension cabinet, and I did bring along the 59 Tele, and I brought my Reverend guitars as well. But I think I'm going to start off with that 59. If we're in rooms that it's not too 60 cycle hummy, I'm going to use that bad boy and proceed to rock. Now Toby brings his Chop B3. It's actually
A C2.
it's a C2, but you've modified it.
I've modified it to the 3 Series equivalent.
And what, Leslie, do you like to use?
I use a 145, which is a 147 amp in a short box. So it's a 147, but it's short.
Yeah. And then you, for your left hand, you're playing bass.
Playing bass with the Hammond SK Pro, and I'm running that into my Aguilar Tone Hammer 700 with a Superlight 410 and a Superlight 15 cabinet, and it doesn't sound light at all.
Yeah, it sounds big and glorious.
The Tone Hammer.
And Dylan, you're using your
Vistalites, the Bonham reissue Ludwig Vistalites with a sweet Superphonic that I got from Matt Lieben.
Matt Lavin, we see you.
And Matt Lieben just, he had a hoarder situation. A hoarder sold him and a bunch of drums. So if you're in the market for cool vintage stuff, you give old Matt Lieben a call.
Matt Lavin,
That's free advertising.
Matt Lavin.
Welcome. Yeah. But yeah, that's the kit.
Yeah.
Belgian Sweet Ride and some Dream Crashes.
Yes.
They go fish. There's not much difference. I'll only change my tune if I get sponsored. And whatever cymbals those are, they're the best cymbals in the world. But for now, if you're telling me you hear that much a difference in pish pish, you're full of shit.
Pish, pish. Pish, pish. Pish, pish.
Pish pish.
Now, the other day, I think we should probably address a little bit. I did the video on I'm not sorry for playing loud.
And thank you, Grant, for doing that.
and I have to say that many people reached out. Working musician friends of ours, road dogs, like, thank you for your service. Other people have been taking this opportunity to say, I saw you guys and you were so loud, I'll never come see you again. Luckily, that's the minority of folks. There is the weird thing of people thinking we're loud for loud's sake, and that we're deaf, and that we're inconsiderate, and that we're silly and maybe immature. To which I say, we're musicians. Of course all those things are true.
All of that is true.
What are you talking about? No, but we're not talking about all sound people either. We're not even talking about all millennial sound people. I think I was pretty clear in the video. Maybe I wasn't that clear, but most situations it's fine. Sometimes you get in a situation though where even before I plug in, it's too loud. Some people thinking, oh, it's just me, that I'm like this fiend guitar player. Like sometimes it's before I even plug in, they're all over Toby or they're all over Dylan. Oh my God, it's so loud. And we do work with people. We will do whatever we can to try to mitigate stuff. But if it comes down to, oh, we can't even do remotely what we usually do in any way, shape, or form, then that sucks. And for those who don't understand, I talked to my buddy JD Simon the other day. Hello, JD, if you're watching, you rascal. JD. And he goes, I don't know what it is. He goes, but and granted, we have dysfunction. We're not saying we don't have dysfunction. He goes, there's something visceral that takes me from please turn down to I want to kill you.
Yes,
so
it's real. It's real.
It's a real thing. And if you want to call that immaturity or whatever, it's just like, here's the deal, folks. For those of you who don't understand, and again, I'm not saying that this is, just whatever. I'm going to just say it. You're on the road like we are right now. We're driving 12, 13 hours today, right? You get to a venue, we're not to the point financially where we can have our own sound guy. If we had our own sound guy,
no issue.
We wouldn't have any issue because we could control the stuff from night to night. But you're traveling tons of miles, you're playing in different places almost every day. And you try to get on, we have like a half hour to 45 minutes to load our shit in, sound check, and get ready to rock. And then when we're doing our own gig, we got a little bit more time, maybe an hour, but we have to set up all of our merch, which is where we really make the money. And we got to get something to eat, the whole 9 yards. So you don't have a lot of time. You set up, you get ready to go, and you just want to do your thing and not be hassled. Now, you don't want to be an asshole. If I was an asshole, well, that might be debatable. I would have like a Marshall Stack dime to be like, fuck you, this is what I do, eat shit. But no, we play the rig. I figured out a rig that I can use that sounds best when the three of us are just playing by ourselves to make sure that we can mix ourselves on stage. And some people have taken, well, that's silly for you to mix yourselves on stage. If you're my side of the stage, I'm going to be louder. Dude, what I'm talking about is some musicians can't understand the idea of gelling as a trio,
Right.
and getting it to sound great just with the three of you playing. I only like vocals through my monitors. But again, out on the road, different place every night. If we had our own sound person, if we did this, if we did that, we're doing the best we can with what we know. And again, a lot of people are like, well, I've been doing this shit for 40 some odd years, folks. Not that I'm infallible, but I know more about my business than you do. I hate to say it. I know about my situation more than yours. Does that make me absolutely infallible? No, but it makes me the expert. Okay? So, there you have it. I wish you all a delicious, whatever day it is today. It is Monday. And enjoy yourselves. And if you want to come out and see us, you may want to bring earplugs. I know Paul's not quiet.
Yeah.
He's a rock and roll guitar player.
I mean, have you ever seen footage of the Who or Led Zeppelin or any rock and
Yeah,
roll
but
band that you like?
but the
Yeah, but
people.
you're not Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
Look, well, plus people are saying maybe that day is come and gone. Well, you better fucking hope not. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
If we're the loudest band you've ever seen,
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's not real. That's
So
not real.
anyway, on that note, peace and love and understanding. We'll see you, and we hope you enjoy the show. We're going to do our best to bring the heat. Later, Gators.